Now your teacher, myself Dr. C.K. Panda, with you all today itself with your course Rural Sociology and Educational Psychology. And today we will discuss a very important topic, psychology and educational psychology. I think you all have heard about this word psychology and prefixing another word educational psychology. And this course particularly very much important for the student of agriculture because they have to work in the rural areas with the farmers. So it is essential to learn the psychology so that they can understand the psychological aspect of the farmers. You all know that in our rural domain we have different type of farmers. Some age may be 20, some age may be more than 60. So with the different age, people's psychological aspect is also different. So let us directly go to the outline of our lecture today. We will discuss about a number of things. First, meaning of psychology, then definition of psychology, then you look what is educational psychology, then we also learn educational objectives. Then new things that you will also learn, that is very interesting, Bloom's taxonomy. It is very much interesting when I will discuss with you the Bloom's taxonomy. Then we also learn scope and importance of education psychology in agricultural extension. So altogether we will cover 6 subtopics so that we can learn very well psychology and educational psychology. Let us move to the very important things, because when we learn some basic issues in our educational process, we should know the origin of the word. Because when I am telling about the meaning of the psychology, naturally a question will be arise in your mind. Sir, what is psychology? How this word has originated and what is the meaning of the words? And because if you understand the meaning of the words, then it will be easy for you to remember for long. So that even after your completion of your graduation, if someone asks what is psychology, you can say spontaneously, this is the psychology. So let us move. The word psychology was used for the first time during the 1950s by one German philosopher, scholastic philosopher, Rudolf Boeckel. You look this picture also. That very great philosopher thinks about the concept of the psychology. And if we like to know what is the root, or each and every word has some root also. So what are the roots? It has the 2 Greek words combination. One is psyche, that means soul. Next, logos, that means science. So we disintegrate, or we can say segregate psychology into 2 words. One is psyche, that is the soul. Another is logo, that is the science. Now you understand? Okay, very good. So we can say this, thus psychology means science of soul. We all know what is soul. I think this does not need further explanation. So let us move to the next portion. Just you look the left hand side within the box, I write down few words. Psychology is also concerned with conscious and subconscious mind and behavior. Very careful. Our mind has the 2 states. One is the conscious, another is the subconscious mind. Okay? Just look the right side. You will look a figurative structure of the human brain, or you can face, you can say altogether. That is divided by a dotted line, critical mind, and above it you will find the conscious mind. There you will look, only write down 10%. That means our conscious mind use only 10% capability of our mind. That means 90% is subconscious stage. So you just try to understand. If you can increase the level, this 10% to 15% more, then automatically your way of reasoning, way of thinking, way of working, way of performance will be far better. Now, what's the things is performed by the conscious mind? Just you look down. First one, analysis. Whenever we say anything, how our brain works? I say something, then you, based on your past experience, you analyze. How you analyze? Just you relate with your past. How? See, say for example, if I say, look, this is the mango tree. Just you back to your childhood, when you were at the child level, that time someone told you this is the mango tree. Okay? That way you analyze. Then when I telling about the mango trees, automatically some structure will come your mind. Oh, the leaves is like that, fruits is like that. When the fruits ripe like this, and when I will get the mango, then its states will be like this. This way, analytical aspect come in your mind. Similarly, when you go to the field level, work with the farmers, when you tell about some crops, say for rice, wheat, maize, automatically a structure will be come out in his or in her mind. So you clear, I think. Now let us look things and plan. Things and plan. When we have to do something, naturally we have to be think. Say for example, if I say that tomorrow you have to be deliver a lecture before a group of farmers, automatically thinking will be come in your mind. What will be the topic? Then how I will arrange myself? That means that will come under the planning. Next is the short-term memory. Short-term memory. Look, today you learn something, and not necessarily everything will be written in your mind. With the passing of time, some will be leach out, we can say. So that means some will not retain in your mind. So that means somehow our mind also work in the form of short-term memory. Now let us look subconscious mind, which occupy the major portion, that is the 90%. Look, what? Long-term memory. Long-term memory, that means what you learn from your childhood, that's in the form of image in your mind, stay one by one. And whenever something, that type of thing, automatically you will try to relate that way. I have told you, when I tell you about the mango tree, automatically you learn about the mango tree from your childhood, that will come under the long-term memory. Next, emotion and feeling. Emotion and the feeling, that belong within the human being. Human being, we are the most intelligent people. That's why we are deal by the emotion and the feeling. How? Simply one example. So say for example, when we are going to the roadside, when we go to the temple, we lift some beggars, automatically some mental change come in our mind. We give some amount of money, the coins to the beggar. That feeling come within us. When you go to the village, if you look, some farmers are in distress condition, automatically some urge will become in your mind. Yes, I have to do something for the farmers. Next, habits, relationship pattern, addiction. Habits. Simply from your childhood, you learn some habits. Just simply after get up in the early morning, we have the one important things: brush your teeth. From your childhood, brush your teeth, and within the brush your teeth, you learn so many songs or the poems also from your childhood. You can recall from your mind. Next, it is about the relationship pattern. Look, the relationship with your mother, relationship with your father, relationship with your brother, sister, that is some common thing, but to some extent some differences are also there. The relationship with your friend. So all you cannot, some common things are there. Say for example, emotion, feeling, but something different is also there. So next, involuntary body function. Involuntary body function. Say for example, why I am to some extent excited to tell you, my body push up. My body language also shows something. Next, it is about the creativity. Creativity comes from where? From our subconscious mind. Some innovation, something new. This look, the hand, this camera, this LCD projector, all these are the innovation of the human being that come from our subconscious mind. Next, developmental stage. That's been part of our life. We make some growth in our life. Then spiritual culture. We all know the spiritual aspect. Some by birth, some we are Hindus, Muslim, Christian, Jain. So we have the number of philosophy. religious philosophy, religious thought, we believe. Next, intuition. That's mean some perception, looking someone X or Y, Z. Sometimes we make some intuition. You know, that very fellow will be good. That very fellow will be bad. So that way some intuition come, and that the subconscious mind help us. Yes. Now let us look. Very important thing. I think this you will find the 4 figures, and that is the great experiment made by the you in your biology you have learned. Pavlov experiment. Yeah, that is the Pavlov experiment. That experiment you will know how the human psychology, human behavior are associated. Because why? Pavlov experiment was like that, giving food to a dog, then the bear. Yeah, right. You are all right. Now this was continue for a certain span of certain particular time, and giving the food, bring the. Finally, after few days, what he did? The need of food is removed. Then automatically the bear and automatically satisfies. So I think you understand how the human psychology and human behavior are associated. So that's indicated that when a group of farmers you make habituated with some good quality of training, good quality of technology, naturally they will expect more technology, more varieties, more things. So that way you have to be satisfied. Say for example, a group of students are now. You will go to the PhD, you will do your PhD, you become the scientist. Someone will develop the kind of rice, someone will develop that wheat. That is not the end. After 5 years, new varieties will be developed. Because there is change in the climatic condition. There is change in the people's food habit. Demand will be changed. Automatically, that way we can say that demand, psychological demand automatically, that is a continuous process. Next, some important things that we learn. What are the things? Stimulus, response and behavior. That's it. Stimulus, we give some stimulus. Based on that, we give some response. That is your behavior. What is behavior? Behavior is nothing but the relationship between the stimulus and the response. Now, question is that what is stimulus? So naturally, if you come to mind, so what is stimulus? Stimulus, any factor that initiates some activity of the organism. That is, it may be the youth, it may be the dog, it may be any animal, is a stimulus. Any factor that initiates some activity. I am excited to take the class. That's the expression myself. And you are also interested to learn some new things about psychology. That will create some mental hormonal change or some stimuli to come out to the mind that ultimately activate. Similarly, if I say you just pizza, burger, automatically some things will come in your mind. It is a summertime. If I tell about some sour lemon juice or some mangoes like that, so automatically some saliva will come out in your mind. And if I tell about some good foods that you like, someone will like the pizza, someone will like the burger, someone will like the mutton, someone will like the chicken. If I tell about this thing, just we will arrange a picnic. There we will have these list of menus. Automatically some psychological change will become in your mind. That will activate your brain, and that will lead to some response. And any activity that is known to depend upon the stimuli is a response. That's the activity, the factor which direct activity. The factor will be considered as a stimulus. The action will be considered as a response. Now you say how is that associated with the behavior? But stimuli and the response, that is controlled to some extent by the behavior. Because you weigh your response, weigh your Total response refer to the overt and overt response of the brain. What is overt and what is overt? Overt means that is overt, that is expression. That's some expression that come out, that can be noticed, that can be observed, that can be found, but that will be the overt form. Overt, that cannot be understood. Say for example, I am telling something, I am initiating something, just you do this thing, you do this thing. Some of you mentally thinking, yes, I will do it, I will do it. But it's not come out. That will be the overt form. And overt form is, I ask you to do it, to participate in the course, I ask you to participate in the game, you respond it, automatically that will be the overt. Now, some definition of the same. Because till now we have discussed the psychology in different aspects, like the origin of the word psychology and how the Pavlov's experiment. Then we have also discussed some other issues like the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. What are the subconscious mind do? What things are being done by the subconscious mind? All those things we have discussed. Now, to get some idea about the psychology, let us derive. Because from the meaning, we can derive the definition of the psychology. Now, let us see. Psychology is the science of the activities of individual in relation to the environment. Psychology is not about the science. Why? Because when we are telling about the science, that means we make some experiments. Based on the experiments, we do some observation. Finally, we derive some conclusion. This is the science. Similarly, psychology also. You heard about the so many psychologists are there. So that is, and if you have the mental related problem, then one has to go to the psychology. They make batteries of experiment, batteries of number of experiment with you. Based on the result of the experiment, they will ask your parents, even you yourself, that you should practice this thing, you should take this medicine. So this is the science, nothing else. And in relation to what? Environment. Because we are all within this environment. If we think environment is the matrix, and within this matrix we are all. Because, say for example, temperature of this room is very high. We are feeling that. We are feeling that. Okay? Similarly, psychology is the positive science of behavior. Positive science. That's never been is the negative science. Because we think the psychological related problem can be solved. Try to understand why it is a positive science. That means we never think the same that someone is a mental disorder. If we think the psychology is a negative, then we cannot imagine it can be cured. But if we think the psychology is a positive science, that means it is curable. If someone has any problem, that can be also cured. Now, psychology is the science of human behavior and experience. Why it is an experience? Because we learn from our childhood, what we have learned, that we relate with the present context. We relate with the present context. Next, psychology is the science of mental activity of an organism. Mental activity. Because whenever I say anything, that will go to you and stimulate. Then your brain will be, then it will respond. Necessarily you can say it is the mental activity. Finally, according to the Skinner, psychology deals with the response to any and every kind of situation. Every kind of situation that life presents. That means life present means life always put us in different contexts. Look, some of you have made things that after 10 class to do a medical degree. Medical degree. Some everyone. As today, doctor, because you are science background. Most of you expect to be the doctor, but some of us not happen in life. Naturally, what happened? Naturally, you have to be adjust, accommodate with your present situation. That's it. You have to be adjust or accommodate yourself with what? With this agriculture course. Now you understand that by response or behavior is mean called or what? Processes, adjustment, activities, and experience of the organ. Experience of the system. Next, let us see. What is psychology? Anybody? Would like to response? What is psychology? Yes, tell.
Psychology is the scientific study and mind and behavior.
Very good. Psychology is a scientific study of the mind. Good, very good. What is behavior? Someone from his own language says. What is behavior? Anybody guess?
The way in which one act.
Okay, the way
In which one act.
one act. Very nice, very good. Can you say me here, or you know what psychology is? Please.
Three quadrants.
Yeah.
Scientific food,
Okay.
science.
Very good. Sit down. Now, can anybody explain the Pavlov experiment? Yes, please.
Sir, in the knowledge experiment, he experimented about the natural activity of dog or how that activity changes along with the environment. That's provided.
Very good. So, we now have learned so many things, some important points because you have to be prepared for your examination. So, these are the some important questions you have to be get ready for it. Now, moving on to the next step. Till now we have discussed about the psychology. Now, let us move towards the educational psychology. Educational psychology. What you are reading? Extension education. What is education? Education is nothing but change the knowledge, skill and attitude of the people. That's means you have to change the knowledge, skill, attitude. So extension education means the changing the knowledge, skill and attitude of the farmers, the adult. So the study of mind and behavior through action of individual in teaching learning process. Teaching learning process how? I teaching you learning something. You learn what is psychology. Now you are learning what is education psychology. Next, education psychology is the systematic process through which we learn behavior of learner, how the learner behave. All learner can't behave equal way. So that's why we have to be considered that each and every student has the special potentiality. Everyone can explore better way if that very student get the actual nourishment, environment, grooming. Each and every student has the potential. That's why we have to understand, we have to accept that the learner behaviors. Now, teacher is the teaching learning process. Teacher has the major role in the teaching learning process. Now, let us look some definition of the educational psychology. Educational psychology, that branches of the psychology which deal with teaching and learning. It takes its meaning from education, social process, and from psychology, behavioral science. Now, let us look some figures. Now I will get how the educational psychology is associated with you. Psychology, educational psychology, part of that is the teaching. You will look at teaching. Then for the teaching is required the knowledge acquirement required characteristics of the student, setting of the learning. Then it is the general strategy. That means based on the characteristics of the student, then we set the learning process. Finally, we go to the general strategy. Now, educational objective. Let us back to the educational objective. What? The educational objective are the educational goal, which teachers try to achieve the thinking about easier outcome or easier change in the student. Easier change, what is the easier change? Obviously, the easier change we want that you are should mentally prepare to work in the field of agriculture or allied sector so that you can contribute in the nation building. You can contribute in the society. You can contribute to the farming community. This is the major objective and two tests. Look, we have the three domains of our educational objective. First, cognitive, next, affective, then psychomotor. Cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. These three is very interesting. If you think about the farmers, much more we concerned about the affective and psychomotor. Cognitive domain we are not much more concerned about because they are already habituated. Now, psychomotor don't see an example. Just say for example, we have developed a new quality sprayer. Sprayer means spraying the insecticide. That we need to teach them. Look, how you have to add the water, how you have to add the pesticide, how much pesticide. These things you will come out and affecting the spray. Then you can spray to the field. This is a part of the cycle. So, boys and girls, now let us look taxonomy. Look taxonomy, what are the things? Starting from remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, creating. That's what I told you. The learning process starts from remembering to creating. Remembering to creating. And you have to learn how to remember and how finally go to the creative context. Now, let us learn what are the scope of educational psychology in agriculture studies. Because this is the actual area where we have to work. First, the educational significance of individual difference in rate and limit of learning. I have already told you, all have not the equal power to learn. A boy, farmer with age of 20, having the ability to learn with the age of 16 years old farmer. But next, we not change that over during the learning. Some change obviously will go over. Because when something new, positive things will come in your mind, there obviously some changes will be come in your mind. The relation of teaching procedure to learning of that's it. Teaching and learning are interrelated. Teaching obviously have the lead to the learning outcome. Next, to have the scientific attitude to education. That's it. Don't mix the education is just a laboratory. It's a science. Nothing but a science. It is always teaching how to relate the so many things of the environment, society, and that we have to take the decision. The psychology impact upon learner attitude of social or political condition. Sociological condition, that's the social aspect. We never think no technology can reach to the society without considering the societal aspect or sociological aspect. And agriculture extension education and its main purpose to change the behavior of the farmer. Behavior of the farmer in easier direction. What direction? Easier direction. Now, these are the importance like the educational health extension agent to know the learners, which interest, attitude, aptitude, level of explanation, intelligence, interest, initiative. That's it. These on the basis of those parameters, farmers are different. So we have to accept those things. Now, some quick recap. We can say what are the domain of educational objectives, what are the educational psychology, scope of educational psychology we have to learn. Now, some of the reference just I give for you so that you can learn it. Some assignments for you, like the case studies analysis in educational psychology. Next, classroom observation and reflection in educational psychology. Then designing effective learning method. So boys and girls, now the take home learning is that you learn what is psychology, and that's the meaning of the psychology, definition of the psychology. You learn Bloom taxonomy. Then you also learn educational psychology and how the educational psychology is important for your work in your agriculture extension. So I think you all learn very well, and whatever the assignment I give you,